This is the training program of PAL Network for support of the Roma entrepreneurship. Lesson 9. Finding community resources. Money makes your business go, and usually banks make loans only to businesses with operating histories. In this session, we will give you some alternatives, strategies, and things to think about in your research for financial help. The most important element in starting a business is funding. Even the most basic home businesses incurs a multitude of startup costs, including registering a business name, obtaining a business telephone line, and printing business cards. Thus, the mobilization of resources should take priority when starting any initiative. The business initiators should have in-depth knowledge about the community around it and related to it, good knowledge and understanding of the labor market as a whole and in different levels, skills to maintain and update a list of professions, good knowledge of local employment opportunities, good communication and representation skills, and good reputation in its community. Financial resources can be obtained from a variety of sources, the easiest being from the personal accounts of company's founder. Alternatively, loans and lines of credit may be granted from financial institutions, friends, relatives, private investors, and even governments. In the following slides, we are going to discuss some of the actors that can provide financial resources to develop your business idea. Microfinance institutions fill a need gap within the financial service industry by offering small loans or microloans to people unable to access to conventional loan services. Microfinance institutions vary in size and function, with some organizations focusing entirely on microfinancing. The most obvious group of finance providers, both in developed and developing countries, is represented by well-known traditional banks. However, these institutions never or hardly ever provide financial services to beginners that lack a strong credit history. The other source of finance is presented by microfinance institutions, which could be classified into three main categories, depending on the regulatory threshold of the organizational structure. Informal institutions. Properly, they do not have the status of institutions. They are providers of microfinance service on a voluntary basis and are not subjected to any kind of control or regulation. For example, self-help groups, credit associations, families, individuals, and money lenders. Semi-informal institutions are usually registered entities subjected to all relevant general law. They can be defined as microfinancial intermediaries, but in this category it is possible to include different types of institutions with different structural and organizational complexity. For example, financial NGOs, financial cooperatives, credit unions, postal saving banks, and so on. On the other hand, formal institutions can be further classified into three main categories: microfinance banks, microfinance-oriented banks, and microfinance-sensitive banks. They can all offer credits and they are all deposit-taking institutions. For this reason, they are all under banking regulation. Within MFBs, it is possible to list a limited number of pure microfinance banks, cooperative banks, and development banks. Within any society, financial services provide a means for people and businesses to obtain credit and manage available assets on a continuous basis. They are important because they give access to financial service that enables existing businesses to grow and provide the starting capital for starter businesses. So, in this line, the goals of microfinancial institutions should be to improve the quality of life of people in need by providing access to financial and support services, to be a viable financial institution developing sustainable communities, to mobilize resources in order to provide financial and support services to the needy ones, particularly women, for viable productive income generation enterprises, enabling them to reduce their poverty. Learn and evaluate what helps people to move out of poverty faster, to create opportunities for self-employment for the unprivileged, and to train rural people in simple skills and enable them to utilize the available resources and contribute to employment and income generation in rural areas. Small businesses grant government grants and subsidies. It's a part important when looking for financial resources. This bucket often gets overlooked, but it should be an important focus. Government agencies provide financing such as grants and subsidies that might be available for your business. Local government websites provide a comprehensive listing of various government programs in different levels. You should have in mind that getting grants can be tough since there may be strong competition and the criteria for awards are often stringent. Generally, most grants require you to match the funds you are being given, and this amount varies greatly depending on the grantor. For example, a research grant might provide you only with 40% of the total cost. Generally, you will need to provide a detailed project description, an explanation of the benefits of your project, a detailed work plan with full cost, a complete application form when appropriate. It is important to check your area on the county and municipal level because most communities have some sort of local programs to help minority entrepreneurs get extra help to build businesses. Most reviewers will assess your proposal based on the following criteria: significance, approach, innovation, assessment of the expertise need for the grant, and some of the problems areas where candidates fail to get grants include the research work is not relevant, ineligible geographic location, applicants fail to communicate the relevance of their ideas, the proposal does not provide strong rationale, the research plan is unfocused, there is an unrealistic amount of work, funds are not matched, loans or lines of credit, and if your company needs only a temporary or a small infusion of cash, try some small business administration loan offered at a lower interest rate because it's guaranteed by the government, or a bank line of credit. In addition to the financial resources that we have already talked about, there are other four resources that contribute to the success of a new enterprise. One of them is human resources. The success of an organization is heavily reliant on the talent and strengths of its employees. The hiring of experienced professionals with track records of excellence within their area of expertise ensures that the mission and goals of the company will be carried out efficiently and with competences. Strong team members can be recruited using a variety of methods. An alternative is to find employees through referrals from individuals whose judgment is trusted. One way in which you can do that is by having internship programs with universities, technical education institutions, or even through government programs in different levels. Among all the work, meetings, late nights, and stress, it is essential to maintain your close relationships. That means attending to your relationship with your co-founders, your life partner, your family, and friends. No single item on this list will improve your chances at success, but taking a considered approach to entrepreneurship, trying new things, and finding time to look after yourself will produce stronger results for your business. Community leaders or activities. Local authorities, other organizations working in the community, community members, media, schools, and so on. Now, it's the time to talk about the educational resource. Perhaps the greatest thing an entrepreneur can do when establishing a new business is to gain as much education possible. By understanding her competition and gaining an in-depth knowledge of his/her industry, he/she will be better prepared to make smarter decisions regarding the directions of his/her firm. Educational resources can be found through professional trade associations that are geared towards her industry, her local chamber of commerce, as well as the small business administration. And don't forget, get your knowledge for free. A local government may offer service designed to educate entrepreneurs in everything from business plan writing, branding marketing, to labor law and accounting. The classes are free and time commitments vary by topic, so it is easy to at least get an introduction to a subject you need to know more about. Whether a small home business or a retail operation with multiple locations, every organization must have the appropriate physical resources to survive. This includes a proper workspace, working telephone line, adequate information systems, and effective marketing materials. This aspect of business planning can be one of the costliest. As such, it is important for an entrepreneur to realistically assess his needs before making any purchases. In some places, local governments offer funds for startups, new beginners that need a space to develop their activities. So, keep in mind that when searching for this type of resources. Finally, emotional resources. Starting a business can be an extremely stressful endeavor for an entrepreneur to undertake. To maintain her sanity as well as stay motivated, it is important she or he has a support team that can give her or his inspiration and guidance as needed. This team might be composed of friends, family, as well as mentors or professional group. This is the end of the lesson. Thank you. For more details, please read Learner's Material Lesson 9 in English.